Are you dreaming about owning a beautiful house in Spain but are put off by the idea that the prices will be too high to make that dream a reality? Well, I've got some exciting news for you. I recently stumbled upon a hidden gem in the picturesque region of Valencia, a small town by the name of Pego, where houses are shockingly affordable. I was scrolling through Instagram and I saw a reel about an American woman who bought a house in Pego for an unbelievably low price. As someone who has bought homes in Italy for as low as $5,000, I was intrigued and I knew I wanted to find out more. So I packed my bags and headed to Valencia, eager to see if the hype around Pego was real or just a publicity stunt. In this multi-part series, I'll be taking you on an adventure as I investigate the feasibility of buying a house in Pego. I'll be exploring the local market, meeting with real estate agents, and even talking to potential neighbors to get a real sense of what it's like to consider buying a home in this charming town. Join me on this journey as I uncover the truth about affordable houses in Spain. We'll find out if Pego really is the land of cheap houses, and maybe, who knows, you'll be packing your bags to move into your own Spanish home sooner than you think. Pego is a small town located in the province of Alicante in the Valencian community of Spain. As of the 2021 census, the population of Pego was around 11,000 people. The town is predominantly made up of Spanish locals, with a small percentage of immigrants coming from other countries like the UK, Germany, and the Netherlands. The age distribution of the population is evenly distributed, with slightly higher percentage of people over the age of 65. For those of you who don't know, I've been investing in real estate internationally, and I actually bought some cheap houses in Italy because I saw an article that said that they were selling properties in Italy for just $1. So I flew over there and I documented my entire experience of buying these homes and renovating them right here on the channel. And since then, it's kind of planted this seed in my mind to keep doing more projects just like that. So I'm now looking at some other regions, and Spain is a country that is high on my list of places where I'd like to live. So I started researching whether or not there were cheap houses in Spain the same way that there were cheap houses in Italy. And that's how I came to know about this town named Pego, because I'm constantly looking for opportunities, and this is a place that I think may have the opportunities that I'm looking for. So it's important to talk about how you're going to be able to travel to this part of Spain altogether. To get to Pego, it's important for you to get to Valencia airport. Now, the way that I started out my trip, I actually flew from Miami to Norway to Paris to Valencia because I had missed my flight. Long story. But the original goal was to fly from Miami to Madrid, Madrid being the principal city of Spain. That's its biggest city, that's where the international airport is, and you could get in and around Spain quite easily from that main hub. So if you're flying from any major US city, you're most likely going to fly direct into Madrid, and that's going to allow you to catch a flight to Valencia, or you could go to Alicante. Both are about 45 minutes to an hour from Pego, Spain, so those are going to be your closest airports before commuting and finding your way into Pego. Now, this region of Valencia, Spain is kind of like north-south of the country. Because if you look at Spain, I know it sounds pretty confusing to say north-south, because Spain is kind of on an angle. The north side of Spain, the way that I kind of think of it as, an American, is the side that is closest to England, has the cold seas. It's the north. Everything on the Mediterranean coast, to me, is the south side of Spain. But the people in the south side of Spain, my south side, will kind of look at that as being like northeast Spain, and then if you go all the way down to like Gibraltar, that would be like southwest Spain. But Valencia itself, since it's on the southern side, it's kind of closer to the equator, so its temperature is more mild. The weather is similar to like Georgia or Florida because they grow oranges in this section of Valencia. And in order for oranges to grow, the weather needs to be kind of the same as those regions in the United States. But Valencia itself is the third largest city in Spain. So you have, of course, Madrid, Barcelona, but then Valencia. And since it's not the largest city, cost of living is better, the people are a little more relaxed, it's not as charged as the capital city that you would come across in most other countries. It kind of has this more relaxed, laid-back vibe, and it's also known to be kind of prettier when compared to some of the other cities of the world. Now, Barcelona is a beautiful city, and so is Madrid, but Valencia has that weather, and it has its coast, which makes it even more interesting. Now, the first few days of this trip, we spent it in Valencia, just capturing what that city has to offer. And we rented a car to drive down from Valencia to Pego. So this is a ride that's along the southern coast. It's a quick ride, super simple. Now, I'm used to driving anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour in New York City when I live there. And that's just to kind of go, maybe like 10 miles. But this was about a good 50-mile ride and took about an hour's time. But there was no traffic. I was surprised by that. It was a weekday, 3 p.m. We didn't come across any traffic. It was a super easy ride. So again, if you're gonna fly into the Valencia airport, it's super easy to get from that bigger city in Valencia where you have resources, bigger hospitals, maybe some universities. It's a lot easier than commuting to, let's just say, Mussomeli, right? When I went to Mussomeli, I landed in Palermo and drove my way down to Mussomeli, and it took me about 2 to 2.5 hours. So it's a lot quicker and closer to a big city while still being coastal. So for those of you who are kind of comparing the work that I've done in Italy to kind of Pego, Spain, that gives you some reference as to how close it is to the coast and how close it is to the major airport. When I first got to Pego after driving in from Valencia, my first impression was that it was similar to Mussomeli, but a little more modern. The buildings seemed a little newer. The town was kind of a little more organized than Mussomeli. And it made me feel like maybe this community was developed at a later time period. Mussomeli was built in like the 1400s. And in the old historic center, it really looks that way. The roads are super narrow. They're only wide enough for horses. The actual streets are all cobblestone. So immediately I saw that this was a slightly newer town, but still had a lot of old charm. Another thing that I noticed is that there were people of all ages. I saw kids playing out on the street. There were new real estate developments. I saw middle-aged people working, and I didn't see as many older people until I got into some of like the coffee shops. But it seemed to have like a really good distribution of people, a good amount of energy in life, as well as the infrastructure itself seemed a little more modern and reliable. Now, if you're liking this series where I'm kind of comparing different small towns and giving like affordable options for living in Europe, please like and subscribe to this channel. You can also share this video with people who are thinking about living abroad, because I haven't found too many resources that are tackling some of these more obscure towns and affordable towns. And I think that one of the things that holds people back the most is being able to afford it or just not having enough information. So if you know anybody who's been talking about leaving the United States and potentially living somewhere else, this channel covers that in entirety. A lot of people who are thinking about relocating often are concerned with how are they going to afford their lifestyle after leaving everything behind in the United States. And the way that I am doing it is that I have money coming in from my businesses, which are home healthcare and healthcare staffing, as well as income coming in from multiple rental properties in the United States. Now, I developed a course that teaches exactly how I invest in real estate. I invest in 1 to 4 family real estate in the United States, showing you how to purchase, repair, and flip those properties so that you're either able to generate money in bulk or have long-term rental income coming in that allows you to afford this sort of lifestyle. Now, if you are interested in checking that out, I have links for it in my website. It's called Killing the American Dream, which allows you to actually go out there and make the sort of money that you need to take your life anywhere in the world. I hope you enjoyed this brief overview of Pego, Spain. It's a beautiful town with a rich culture and history, and I highly recommend visiting if you have the opportunity. In my next video, I'll be meeting with Nicole from Travel to Money, who has arranged for us to tour some incredible properties in the area, including the property that she purchased for just $20,000. It's amazing to see the incredible value and potential in real estate in this part of Spain, and I can't wait to share more with you in the next video. So stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe to our channel, where I discuss living globally and ways to afford it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.